This part does not exist online. So if you want to talk about value, you set the value. If you are paying yourself under $50 an hour, stop running your business.
Nope. I've undervalued myself by a factor of 500.
We've been dealing with my brother's house, and I think there was some mold in it already, and I'm assuming that's what this is from. Okay, but real quick though, he bought 8 commercial grade dehumidifiers off of Facebook Marketplace for pennies on the dollar.
Insane.
So far, we have 3 of them running, but Jacob, each of them are capable of near 40 gallons, 160 liters of water a day. This is a custom part that I made on the Prusa HT90. So this is Prusa ASA. This goes on the outlet for it. There's 4 screws that hold the blower in, but so we decided that 2 of them we shouldn't use. Then we can use the other 2, and then we found 2 more screws that we can use. But this converts it to a 6-inch dryer duct. And there is a hilarious video idea from this, which is to make the world's best filament dryer. It took 3 total revisions to get to here. It uses 280 grams of filament. And because these dehumidifiers are so expensive, it's raffled off, I should say. Thank you, Steve. Because these dehumidifiers are so expensive, I think this could easily sell for $150 to $200.
Yeah.
These units,
I agree.
even on eBay, are $900 used. So if you went like $150, $200 for something like this, printed out of ASA, that's a rounding error. The filters are going to cost you that much money. And so it's never about the amount of money that it costs you to make the part. It's never about the time that it takes. It's never about any of that. What it is about is what is the value to the customer. The value to the customer is the most important thing when it comes to business. If your part has a lot of value, then you can charge a lot of money for it. If it doesn't have a lot of value, and say it's like an impulse buy, like a Flexi Dragon or something, yes, you are competing on price. This has a whack load of value. Now, you can hook up a 6-inch duct. I verified the 6-inch duct is technically larger than the opening on the machine, so you're not going to be necking it down. You're not going to have issues with back pressure. But now you can direct the dry air out of the dehumidifier exactly where you need it. This part does not exist online. So if you want to talk about value, you set the value. It's an 11-hour print, right? No, 6. Excuse me. It's a 6. It's a 6-hour print on an HT90, 75C chamber, 120C build plate. Look at that.
It's perfect.
Oh, hold on. Let me get it to focus on. I don't know how to do this
your
right.
face is in it.
Yeah, my
There you
face is
go.
in it. Focus. Look at that.
It is really
Look at
nice.
that first layer. That's ASA, homie. There was no brim. There was no skirt. There was nothing. This is all ASA. For this particular part, it is all about function. It is not about form. Yes, it looks good, but I could certainly sit here and really nitpick this, but I'm not going to because it doesn't matter. This, you have to look at like, what is the value of this part? If it was really pretty versus really ugly, do they both work? Yeah. Then who cares? This is in an industry where these machines get thrown around, right? So there's no reason to make it pretty if you can make it functional. I saw that and I said, I don't care enough to fix it. So I didn't. And I printed another one of these overnight. So, but you have to look at identifying your markets. Making custom duct work for commercial grade dehumidifiers is not a viable market for a 3D printing business. Could you make parts in that, for this industry? Sure. But if it's the only industry you play in, you're probably going to have a bad time. So we have in our notes here, the insurance, wages, etc. I'm going to be real straight. You probably won't be able to pay yourself when you first start your business. So don't.
Nope.
However,
Ron, do you know how long I've been running my business for?
I don't know.
5 years.
Okay.
Do you know how many paychecks I have taken from my business?
1 or 2?
2.
Yeah.
And that was just because I'm like, I need some money right now. And that was it. That was it.
So we've been 10 years. I've taken a salary twice, maybe 3 times. But that was just to cover taxes. Yeah, but they were one-time payments. They were not like a yearly salary.
Yep. I've only had a yearly salary once, and that wasn't through my own volition. We were forced by the government to give me a load of money to do a government bid. And part of that is you must have like a salary. So we had it as like the smallest number possible. And then when it hit my bank account, I just put it back in business.
Yeah, that happens too. But here's the thing. Just because you are not paying yourself does not mean that your prices need to reflect that. Your prices need to reflect that you are paying yourself. And to be clear, if you are paying yourself under $50 an hour, stop running your business, right? If you are charging less than $50 an hour for your time, stop. Because you can go get a day job making around that, somewhere in the, let's call it $30 to $50 an hour with a basic college degree or a basic level of skill set, right? Yes, it'll take you a year or 2 to work up, but you have guaranteed pay coming in. You have to understand that when you're going to start a business, the only thing that is guaranteed is that you're paying taxes, assuming you're legal.
Yep.
But otherwise, there is no guarantee. There is no guarantee that you will be successful.
It does depend on also what industry you're in, because $50 an hour is not that much. Like, I will not take a job in the UK. Bear in mind, wages in the UK are a lot cheaper than wages in America. Like, a well-paying job is £25 an hour. That's well-paying. That puts you in the middle class. Like, just for reference, with me, basically self-taught for additive manufacturing and industrial design. Yes, I have some qualifications. They mean nothing. I have been told I had to learn this the hard way. This is one of those things that I had to learn the hard way, is what my hourly and daily rates are. And I have been told by 3 independent, they didn't know they said this to me, all 3 of them turned around and said I should be charging £1,500 a day.
Yeah, it's pretty reasonable.
For my skill set, my knowledge, and my ability.
It's correct.
And
about $200
until
an hour.
Somebody says that to you, you don't realize what you're worth. Because I'd be like, oh yeah, someone's going to pay me $20 an hour. Do it. Nope. I've undervalued myself by a factor of 500.
I would like to point out that one of our team members has DM'd me saying, I want to get paid 20.001 an hour. So I replied with, that's a deal. That's not going It's the same we pay him now. It's just, what does he get? What are you getting?
I usually drop the pill on the floor. I'm getting a cup of tea and some ibuprofen because I'm still dying. I have no idea where that pill
Maybe
went.
just tried being a man. Man's man.
Where is it gone?